our veterans are on the street. They're dying because he doesn't care about our veterans. He doesn't care. He doesn't like the military at all. And he doesn't care about our veterans. Nobody been worse. I had the highest approval rating for veterans taking care of the VA. He has the worst. He's gotten rid of all the things that I approved, choice that I got through Congress, all of the different things I approved, they abandoned. We had by far the highest, and now it's down in less than half because he's done all these great things that we did. And I think he did it just because I approved it, which is crazy.
For example, veterans are a hell of a lot better off since I passed the PACT Act. 1 million of them now have insurance, and their families have it. Their families have it because what happened, whether it was Agent Orange or burn pits, they're all being covered now. And his group opposed that. We're also in a situation where we have great respect for veterans. My son spent a year in Iraq, living right next to one of those burn pits, came back with stage 4 glioblastoma. I was recently in France for D-Day, and I spoke all about those heroes that died. We've done more for veterans than any president has in American history. And they now are in their family. The only sacred obligation we have as a country is to care for our veterans when they come home and their families and equip them when they go to war. That's what we're doing. That's what the VA is doing now. They're doing more for veterans than ever before in our history.
First up was the VA. Both did a few things, said a few words, a little bit of jibber jabber, nothing too serious, but fundamentally, looking at their history with the VA, President Trump pushed the Choice Act, community care, which, as we know, at that time, the VA was really backed up with appointments. It was taking a lot of time for vets to get in and be seen. So that community care really opened it up for us, so we can actually get an appointment at a reasonable time. I just used community care a few months ago to get seen at dental because the dental at my local VA was backed up and kept pushing the appointment back. Next, Trump also did the Forever GI Bill for a lot of us that had issues using it at some of those colleges that we shouldn't have, or we didn't use it fast enough. This gave us that ability to use it a little bit later as we got our lives together and thought, hey, might as well go to school. Hey, BH is really high. I guess I'll go to school if you pay me over $2,000. Sounds fair. Moving on for President Biden, he did do the PACT Act, as we know. That took a lot of time. Had to get the math, get all the presumptive stuffs, figured out. And so that is helpful. That's bringing a lot of veterans to the VA to actually start being seen. I did a video on the PACT Act the other day, so check that one out. I put up a note. So yes, both of them have done things, but we know, they just signed it. This was done by veteran groups. This was done by veterans working with VFW, DAV, and more, working with congressmen, senators to put these things together to get it signed. Yes, they're the ones that signed it, so they get to say they did all the work, but we know they're just the signature at the top.